What up? I have good news. We have progress with the throttle body. You may notice that my fancy pants, I don't know, $400 something BBK 90mm throttle body is off the car because Amazon sells lots of knockoffs that are like 45, 90 bucks. And I'm like, hey man, I'm just gonna try things. I ordered an Amazon throttle pedal. I ordered a $45 90mm throttle body from Amazon that looked identical to that, just didn't say BBK on the side. I plugged it into the car, buttoned it up, and the car works. So it starts up. I think now I need to go through like the throttle body learning, because if I just started up, it's probably flowing different from what the last one did. And there's a slight backfire, but the idle stays even and all that good stuff. So for example, we're gonna put it in the second position. I'm gonna floor it for, I think, 15 seconds. So let's count that out. So after you held the pedal down for 15 seconds, you turn off the key and then slowly release the pedal. And then you go and wait in this state for like 2 minutes for everything to refresh on the car. But now let's go ahead and start it, get you guys all the excitement. Oh yeah. Isn't that awesome? It runs. She does seem to be backfiring a lot, so we got to look at the readings on the lambda sensors or the O2 sensors, see what's going on there. But she's running evenly and I have throttle, so check this out. Oh, gotta get the cool lighting. But now the throttle hangs, so we got our next issue to resolve. Another thing, it's dark outside and the headlights don't work. So next order of events is probably take off the headlights or see how in the world do people change bulbs in these headlights or figure out how to do the bulbs. Because yeah, the headlights don't come on at all. There's no fog lights. I already saw that when I got under the bumper. Just those like inner daytime running lights light up and they're really dim. Fun stuff. Also, cruising around the neighborhood, I heard some creaking from the coilovers. That's not uncommon, but I'm gonna have to see what the stiffness is in the back. Interesting thing, like check out the fitment of that tire, or let's say the offset. So it's not really like poking, right? It's almost like slightly tucked in that wheel well. Look at this one. It almost seems like this one is sticking out slightly more. I have not pulled these wheels off, but I wonder if it's just a difference in alignment. But like this one seems to be, maybe it has more camber and that's why it looks like it's more in. It's quite possible. Like the alignment could be whack. The joys of AMG ownership. This thing's at this point 20 years old. Yeah, pretty much 20-year-old car. So I've gotten a super quick spin on it. There's still a lot more to fix, let's say that. The throttle body, although my pedal works, it seems to be kind of a, I don't want to call it a getaway train, but you tap the throttle and you let go. It raises the idle and then it just sticks it at wherever it stayed. And that might be just due to me not fully figuring out how to calibrate it yet. Or it could be that it's just a cheaper throttle body that seems to work with the wiring that's in here and the connector. I have one more coming in, I think tomorrow. Also like an Amazon one, but a different brand, same connector. So we'll see, we'll plug that one in and see if that works. I'm upgrading my Autel scanner and then I'm gonna hook it up and see. There's another check engine that popped up, of course, could be for whatever reason. But honestly, it putt-putts around the neighborhood just fine, shifts through the gears. I got into it a little bit in like second or third and it gave me the nice, you know, AMG roar. I'm just excited that, you know, we're making progress. Here's the new throttle body. So it looks near identical to the BBK. It's just no name on it. And it was like literally 45 bucks. And I wish the BBK worked, right? With this connector, maybe it's way better calibrated. But I'm gonna spend some time trying to calibrate this. Look through all the various steps on how people do calibrate it. I've read online that the bigger throttle bodies, they're kind of interesting. Like, sure, you make more top end power, but like, how are you going to control idle with the throttle body that's like, I don't know, up to 40-50% bigger, if not more? And so that's interesting to me, of course, as someone that's inheriting a highly modified AMG. I'm sure if I got a strictly stock one, we'd be doing a completely different set of videos. So I guess, word from experience, some people don't like to buy modified cars at all. Because then you're figuring out what other people did. But oftentimes modified cars, if they're done correctly and it's reputable, that's another story. But totally up to you, right? I've bought modified cars and sold modified cars a lot. I rather enjoy kind of figuring things out. And then of course I know that it was done with performance enhancement in mind. But sometimes people, before you, let's say, buy cheap parts or take shortcuts in any realm, and then you're like, I get it, they bought a cheap part, but it's probably worth more in troubleshooting. All right, here we go with the scans. ECM has one fault. We'll take a look at that. Transmission's fine. Automated manual, something's up there. I'll show you all the faults, and then we might do some live data. ESP, that makes sense. All the airbags is torn out, so it just has coilovers. The ESP doesn't surprise me. Instrument cluster, Transmission-wise, idle speed control implausible. Short circuit to the ground or open circuit. Well, that makes sense. There's no idle speed control. That's an interesting one. What does the little snowflake mean? I guess it shows you stuff that's going on at that time. Intake manifold pressure, temperatures, ignition angle, throttle valve angle. Interesting. Lambda control, 0.97. That's pretty good, or 0.99. One lambda is stoic. Okay. Good to know. So maybe it's just not liking something still. With the new throttle body, we're going to keep at it. Yes. Anyway, I'm not going to clear them all here. I'll clear them in the end. What were the other issues? Automated manual, one fault. ASG. Oh, come on, hurry up. Please reference vehicle manual. What does that mean? Okay, well, I'll look it up later. ADS suspension, onboard electronic system. That's of interest to me. Trouble codes. Consumer shut off. Whatever. Anyway, I did see that my headlights are not working, so I'm gonna have to look around. Anyway, so yeah, it recognized that I'm not getting idle control. I wonder if that's the small, there's a small throttle body inside the snout. And so I'll have to take a look at that. I'll search the forums for what people have done in the past to figure that out. Well, I let it idle for a good 5-10 minutes and the heat shielding almost caught on fire. This car is full of awesome surprises. But anyway, maybe I gotta rip all that out because I don't want to be smelling that when I'm driving. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. So here's my plan. It's getting kind of late. I tore out the old, I don't know, heat resistant fabric. It was actually all like wet for some reason. So I tore it out from this end. It caught on fire really close to where the headers are. So luckily that stuff came out pretty easy. I pretty much left this in here for now. If I ever do any major like supercharger off or valve cover off type work, I'm just gonna rip it all off. And so I just painted like a nice dark black just because it was ugly underneath there. Sprayed it down real quick with some good radiator type paint. And so I saw that the breather hose from this valve cover was just open, and I guess that's additional stinky smells in case fumes come from there. I know a lot of people just vent it, but all I did was find I think it's 3/4 or a full inch tube, and then I just routed it kind of to the left here to, if it vents, it'll vent near the intake. Hopefully the intake will grab a lot of that stinky air, or it'll vent out of the kind of hood vent right there. What else? I guess my next thoughts are I'm not getting any misfires, which is good, but I'm getting the slightly elevated idle. Anytime I tap the throttle pedal, the idle rises and kind of stays. And so I have, like I said, another throttle body coming in tomorrow from Amazon. I'll give it a try. What if it's just this cheap throttle body, right? And the huge 90mm intake that's not letting the idle drop back down. But it could just be another air leak somewhere. I know there's a lot of intricate things going on in there in the supercharger that I can't see from up here, and I'm not experienced probably until I take it off and put my eyes on everything, and also, you know, touch everything and experiment with how it works. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait till tomorrow to do that, so stay tuned. My other thing that I looked up online is people said this purge valve or purge hose from the secondary air pump sometimes gets loose. I followed it with my finger as far as I could, and everything looked really tight in there. It's like a tighter metal hose, and then it turns left. And I tried to move it and stuff, and it doesn't go anywhere. So I think it's plugged in. What else? I mean, I have everything else that I thought I saw plugged. So I'm kind of out of ideas. I'm not going to start it anymore today. But huge progress, nevertheless. Stay tuned. I drove it around the neighborhood, like I said, and it felt pretty responsive, even with the sticky throttle or sticky elevated idle. Went through the gears. I got up to like third, gave it a little bit, and went nice and loud out the back. So I can't wait to rip on this thing. Super excited. See you in the next one.